Today on the Hobby Bench, I'll be looking at the core set Starfinder pawns from Paizo. So I picked up some pawns to use for my Savage Worlds game that's going to be in a sci-fi setting, and I've been waiting for the sci-fi companion to come out, and I haven't quite gotten those yet, so it's just going to be a little while. So I decided to go ahead and pick this up, and this is pretty good set of tokens here. You can see on the back of the pawns that they have a list of all the different varieties that you can get from that. So when you buy it, at least if you're really well versed in the Starfinder system, you're going to know what you get. Now, these also don't come with these little stands. I picked these up from something else, and you're going to need to have those plastic stands to make these usable. Otherwise, it's just basically going to be a bunch of cardboard slots that are be pushing around. You need to have them somehow stand up. But this comes through different sheets that they have of these different figures and these depictions of, I guess, characters and creatures that you'd have in the Starfinder setting. I'm not too familiar with them, but they're really nice. A nice thick card stock. I think they could definitely handle a lot of the rigors of the tabletop. So I'm just going to go through this a little bit more and sort of show you what they have. They got different drones. And as I mentioned, I am not familiar with the Starfinder setting at all. You got some ships, but these look pretty cool. They're really lovely artwork. I really appreciate that. And I think they've, really done some interesting depictions of, what they have here. And I enjoy it also that you've got some ships in there. That's pretty cool, at least for my setting for sure, when I'm using Savage Worlds. We're doing some stuff in the tabletop also with ships and some ship combat. So it's pretty cool to have those in there. So I'm going to sort of go through a little bit more and just sort of show you the different variety that they have in here. And we're getting into, I guess, these are probably more opposition type figures. And there's just a couple of each type. I think it's probably, a pretty good variety. I definitely appreciate they have, quite a few ships here. And so that's, pretty cool. It's like for starfighters and something like that. I definitely can see my group of players and their pirate ship probably getting hassled a lot from these guys. And it's pretty cool. You got some robot security. It looks like these type of insect aliens. And these other ones too, I imagine they might be ships, but I probably would use them maybe for autonomous drones. I could see these other figures here trying to use that for, maybe some robotic opposition for my players. So this last sheet here, you can see that it's sort of a split between some of the smaller figures and larger ones. And these look pretty cool. Look like some type of lizard type alien. And I mentioned, I apologize, I'm not familiar at all with the Starfinder setting. Looks like you have some little mouse and some goblin type aliens here, and a couple little drones. That's pretty cool. A little bit smaller size. It's sort of odd. You have some goblins, but I guess there you go. It's Starfinder, so all right. I'll let you look through those. And the last sheet here, these are larger figures. I imagine they're probably like more capital sized ships, and then you got some larger creatures. There's not too many creatures, more ships, it looks like. And so I guess that's an idea to tell between maybe a capital ship and probably a small little craft. To give you an idea of the scale here, I'm just going to go ahead and compare like the medium sized pawns versus these large pawns. It's pretty significantly larger there. I'm surprised they don't have more creatures, but I guess that's just how the setting is for this core set here. So overall, they're pretty good. I like them. They, really lovely artwork. Really sort of impressed with, how they are. And it's sort of interesting depictions. I guess there's a lot of variety, which I do appreciate. I think if you probably, pick the set, you want to get quite a bit of different aliens and stuff like that. Definitely can get that out of the box there for that. If you want to get it for probably like loads and loads of opposition of the same type, this is probably, not what you're going to want, or you're going to have to double up with quite a few things. It's interesting with Savage Worlds, you have a lot of extras. And so you have a lot of mooks, if you will, some regular dudes that you're going to run around and pound. But I guess the Starfinder is maybe a little bit more of opposition that's a little bit more individualized. So if you want to get like 5 figures of the same kind, you're not going to get that here. But you are going to get quite a bit of variety. Overall, I enjoy them. They look really nice. I guess my complaint a little bit with these is that, the front and the back appear to be the same. I'm going to pull out one sheet here, probably some robots. And you can see here, it's a good size. They definitely have quite a bit of card thickness here. I like that, the little identifier that you have gets covered up by the pawns, so that can help sort of, break up the, I guess, the gaminess of it, add a little more verisimilitude by having it there. But, as you can see, like the front and back are the same. And I'm a little disappointed with that. Now, I wish, they you'd have a little bit more of a facing associated with that. But, I guess that's just how they design them. So that's a little bit of a minus. But I do like that I guess they have little indicators here. It's like little colored dots to sort of show, which ones are what. And that'll be helpful in the DM. I guess the idea, like, hey, the purple one's over here. This one has so many hit points. These are the same thing for the ships. I almost wish, though, that they probably incorporated like a different design too, maybe like a square, a triangle, something like that. But, I guess that works out pretty well. And so overall, I think they're nice. I think that they definitely will be great on the tabletop using these. I think, you get a great variety out of these that definitely can handle the rigors of just gaming and running around. It's probably, I think, a worthwhile set to pick up if you're looking for some pawns for your game. So in closing, I think it's a good buy. Definitely get quite a bit of variety of these. They're pretty thick cardstock. They look nice. They'll handle the rigors of gaming. I think, if you're looking for a cheap alternative to miniatures, this is definitely something to look at, especially for a sci-fi game.